Well, hello, I am Monique Fisher,
And I'm Alita Anderson.
and welcome to Holiday Hysteria.
Woo-hoo-hoo. I will say we have got the Christmas of the Christmasest person
I love
that I
Christmas.
know. I love Christmas. Monique made me feel like I love it. She is the poster child for Christmas.
Yes, I am.
So we
So,
are
I'm
right.
excited about it.
I know. Just we haven't got quite to Thanksgiving yet.
That's true.
But it's close.
It's close.
But she's got the Christmas fever already, so
I
it'll
do.
carry her on through. Although it's kind of brisk like Christmas Eve,
It
but
getting there. It's
the
getting
weather's a
there.
little chilly. But yeah, we'll talk about holiday hysteria. Some of the things that, although Christmas is supposed to be a fun time of year, festive, enjoyable, creating great memories. Along with that, what we've heard is that there's a ton of stress around the holidays.
Yes.
I don't know if it's traditions or what people have done. So when they did a survey, they said that 92% of women are stressed about the holidays and 86% of men, which makes a
Kinda
little
makes
sense for me.
Yeah.
And then the top 5 things that people were stressed about.
Okay.
Number 1 is a financial stress. Number 2 was the lack of time. So see if they got on your board, they will have plenty of time. Start preparing now.
That's
Start
right.
preparing now. The 3rd is family gatherings. The 4th is gift giving. And last is travel.
Yeah, because if financial is big, I'm sure gift giving is big.
And travel.
That's what it's part of. And
Yeah,
then
'cause
trying
all
to
that-
travel. Feeling the obligations of being with family.
Yes.
So
Yep.
let me say this. The holidays have not always been the happiest time of the year for me. When the boys were little, it was quite stressful.
Really?
Oh God, yes. Because of all of and I'm hitting this list.
Yep.
The family obligations.
Yes.
So Christmas Eve was my father's side of the family.
Okay.
And that's a big family. And they swinging, we playing poker and bid whist all night long, right? So then once you have kids, though,
what do you do?
They're into Santa Claus and all of that.
Right. So you gotta get back home.
You gotta give. And then there's gifting around that. And we even had to tailor how we did it. We started having a grab bag because everybody trying to buy gifts for everybody's kids. All these families are growing.
Yeah.
It's such a financial burden. So I get that.
That makes sense.
Then you turn around and then we had to be at my mother's house for Christmas.
And you tired from Christmas Eve.
Now, this is a woman who told my husband when we got married, she will never go to Mississippi for Christmas. And when she has children, they will never go to Mississippi.
So just get that out your head.
So you all can have Thanksgiving, but you'll never have Christmas.
But you know what? I can appreciate that.
I did appreciate it. He did appreciate it.
Because there's no gray area of what we should do. So
Definitely
we knew.
Wasn't no gray area.
So when we say lack of time, family we knew. Christmas is off the table. We're not doing nothing else competing to my house on Christmas. Like
we just had to travel to Chicago. We didn't have to worry about trying to get to Mississippi.
So let's say no. There's so many different dynamics you bring up. Like this list, I think is spot on. Then how you navigate that, because some of it can be preventable with planning, but some of it can't because it's out of your control because it's other outside factors.
Right.
For the dynamic for me is that my daughter's birthday is Christmas Eve.
That's right.
So my niece is a week before. Actually, not even a week before. 4 days before. 4 days before, and then hers is December 20th, and then we have December 24th for Kennedy. Then we have Christmas. So that even started off crazy because she wasn't supposed to be born until January, and I went into labor on Christmas Eve while I had my nieces at the house because we had all gone over to their house for her birthday party, and we were doing Christmas at our house. So we were like, I had literally the day before was like, I was released I was on my maternity leave. So I'm like, the kids are, you know what? No problem. They can just come over because y'all come over for dinner anyways. They can just spend the weekend. I come over on Sunday and we'll just have Christmas dinner. Then the kids can go home for Christmas. and they can all just hang out. So had all of them at my house and went into labor on Christmas Eve. And I ended up in the hospital, and everyone enjoyed Christmas dinner but me because I was in the hospital. So it started off in hysteria for me.
You. Yeah.
And so it's just a busy time of month, actually year, because then also November is my son's birthday, like right around Thanksgiving. We have a lot of stuff happening. And
so then you have to preserve their birthdays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to really protect that.
Yep.
Because that's not a part of
it. And so we would look at different things too. And then, like I said, my nieces is so close that I'm like, okay, so if I do the weekend before Christmas for her birthday, well, what are you doing? Because hers is the 4 days. So I'm like, what are you doing? What are we doing? Like, so just trying to plan all that out. But I will say it's so funny because people will be like, oh, what's your birthday? And she's like, Christmas Eve. And I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for you. She's like, no, I don't. Because she'll be like, a couple people have been like, oh, this is your Christmas/birthday present. And she's like, no, that's two different things. Yeah. Like, what do you mean? So what's this for? Christmas or birthday? Like, you can say you're not giving me one, but it's not for both.
Oh, absolutely.
So she has not, we've been able to do that, sometimes pushing it up a little bit earlier in the month. So, holiday parties. And I explained it to her when she was younger. Like, people have a lot of stuff going on at the holidays. They're not going to come to your party. It's on Christmas Eve. So it's not going to happen. But then also, like you said, between Thanksgiving and then Christmas, my family's out of town. So we have to figure out what holidays we're gonna go there. My kids were in sports, so that's when a lot of sports tournaments. You didn't have nobody tell you had to be home for Christmas. No. Although my mom is a huge, she's like when the kids were little, each of the kids had their own trees. Wow. Like one was Barbie and the other one was Hot Wheels, and then it was the family tree, and then her house is all decorated with Christmas. So she's the Christmas too. She is.
I got to get down.
She is.
I got to get down.
So she loves Christmas. So she when they were younger, a lot of times they would come over because they wanted to see the kids open up their stuff or whatever. So they would come over and spend Christmas with us.
And they had to move it. I mean, they can move. It was just them.
So it was just them. So and it's not a bad trip. So, but then figuring that out with sports and all that, because then we had tournaments that were right around. Like we would be off Christmas Day, but then the next day was a tournament. So then I'm like, okay, we're gonna go here, come right back, trying to figure all that out. So that's why, like now, it's like the plans for the rest of the year are cemented. Like, what are we doing for your birthday this year? What are we doing for this year? And what are we going? And we knock that out. And really, with Christmas itself, because of that stress around it, now that we have a grandson, that's one thing. So my daughter-in-law's family celebrates Christmas on Christmas Eve. So then I was like, well, do y'all just want us to come over there on Christmas Day? Because I know you don't want to pack him up and come to our house. Like, you just been out all night, or not all night, but you've been out pretty late, celebrate. So I'm like, it's just, my kids are teenagers now. We can just come over there, open some gifts, or y'all can come over here and just lounge, open up gifts and just hang out and make it easy breezy. So I didn't want to put that pressure on of like, hey, you have to do this. Like, we want to see him open up his stuff and do stuff, but he's so little that he don't really know what day it is or whatever happened. We can do that whenever. And that's so trying to take some of that pressure off.
Having that flexibility.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's about getting together.
It's about connecting and being together.
So adding all that extra stuff.
I didn't have it. There was no flexibility. Christmas Eve was Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day was Christmas Day.
Yeah, no.
And if you even suggested, well, maybe we could try this, no. We've been doing this before you was born, and this is what we gonna do. Yeah. And I get it. I appreciate all for the tradition. I do. But when you're caught up in it with children and stuff, so I'm just saying I do recognize that it can be stressful.
And I didn't realize one of the things for my kids' birthdays is just like, do you want a party or a big gift? Because you're not doing both. Because the party is the big gift. You can get that. So what do you want to do? But I didn't realize some of these Christmas lists. So I'm like, my goodness, like, do you put a dollar amount on it, or do you put a number of items? Because my kids' birthdays are like right around the November-December time frame. It's not like I'm waiting for Christmas to get this, or I'm waiting for to get a specific thing. It's kind of all year, and they recognize that. So I kind of pick and choose. I know it's a few things that they want, we do for that, But some of these lists, I was like, oh my gosh, they are extravagant. And
no, we nip that in the bud.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it didn't take someone, so I can understand the financial piece of it because the expectation
and I think you
is
should
there.
set a dollar amount. You have a budget for Christmas, like anything else.
Yep.
You divide that between how many kids and the spouse or whatever, or maybe you and your spouse don't exchange gifts, or
When I realized I had to start being like, okay, what could you get me for Christmas? Like now I'm just trying to think of stuff. You know what I mean? Like if there's something you want to surprise somebody with, whatever else. But I like a good gift, so give me mine any time of the year.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Christmas.
It does not have to be Christmas.
Because a lot of times when they ask me, I'm like, I just like, being with everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm good, but the boys, they definitely do give me something. And George too. But I'm like, I can't really think anything. And you right then, you're just thinking of things.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing we really need.
Right.
So
I remember
that piece of it is not.
I remember this one year for Christmas. So I exchanged gifts with some of my friends, and then also like I get some of their kids' gifts.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, like around this time, I'll be like, "Hey, let me know what they want for Christmas." So as a kid just want to say, I can have a list of stuff so I can choose from and see if I can grab it. And I like to know, because that's the other thing with lists, even with the kids, with families. Like, okay, I know my kids want, let's say, these 10 things. But then I'm like divvying up the list so that this grandmother doesn't get it, and so they'll end up with 5 of the same thing. So that also becomes stressful.
That's a plan.
So I'm like, okay, so now I know I got these 3. Like, what are you getting with it? So we can tackle that. But saying that to say, we were saying, we'll be like, what's a kid's birthday, Christmas? Because they just get a list and they'll get them something for each, whatever. This one year, Bryce was adamant that he was like, I just want pajamas. So I was like, pajamas? And he was like, yeah, like I don't need, he's like, I got the video game that I wanted. He's like, I just want to enjoy my Christmas break and comfort and just get dressed and put on my new pajamas. And I was like,
that says a lot.
I said, okay. Well, I'm like, he just want pajamas. And everybody's like, wait, what?
He was saying, I want to relax. I don't want nobody bothering me.
No, and that's his personality. But it was funny because he's like, no, I don't need a big thing. It's just this one. I want some new pajamas.
Yeah.
I was like,
and I want to be at peace.
Yes.
Nah, don't be calling.
Yeah. So it's always funny when you see some things because I'm trying to think. There's been a couple things that have been like high ticket items, but stuff has been that we've known they wanted, like a basketball rim for the driveway. Stuff so that we knew that they just wanted.
Right.
And it didn't necessarily come at Christmas anyways, because it's too cold to do that here. But
yeah.
But it doesn't really get down to the gifts. I think it's the element of surprise. Like a lot of times what we'll do with them is find stuff like, say we out and about and you're like, oh, I want to try this restaurant. Somebody get you a gift card for it. Or, it's like, oh, cool, I can check that out. So it's like, just a nice to be thought of. Yes.
But thoughtful.
Yes, thoughtfulness of it.
Yeah. I have a good friend. She does very thoughtful gifts. She really listens to what you talk about over the years.
Yes.
And then you open it up and you're like, wait a minute, I talked about this.
Fun.
Yeah, so that's fun instead of just trying to give. But, the other piece of it too is a lot of people are depressed during the holiday.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of loss.
Yes.
And so when you think about how traditions were and what you used to do and how things went, there can be a lot of depression. So sometimes, even though we say it's the happiest time of the year, it really isn't for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And especially if there's a new loss. So they have to deal with that. So I am sensitive to that too. But we have for Christmas, I have everybody over on my mother's side, all of my cousins and their families. And my mother did that for 38 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I picked it up. And I kind of helped as she got sick. I probably did the last 4 years, with her living. But girl, them dinners. So one year she tried to have different people bring different food. That didn't work. Mama said,
I already know how you feel about that. So
she's like, no, I'm with just me and you. It's me and you. One year she burnt the turkey.
Oh no.
She was crying on the phone. Monique, I don't know what I did. I burnt the turkey. Everybody's coming at 3. The house smells like smoke. Can you bring me your turkey? George is like, what?
He's like, okay.
Because she knows I would cook at home too.
Yeah.
So good, we just took our turkey over there. I said, George, we'll figure it out. They gonna get our turkey, you know.
You're like, wait a minute now.
So I mean, even as much as I'm saying, as much as you plan and do, things can happen, but now I can laugh about it, and we've laughed about it. That was, early when the boys were little. We have laughed about it since then, but it was not funny at the time.
Most of the time things aren't.
No,
you laugh about it after you like.
And I realized I don't have a fire extinguisher. And, we're trying to put this fire out, and oh my God, the house smells like smoke. I said, honey, they're gonna eat in that house smelling like smoke. It's gonna be fine. As long as ain't nothing burnt down, we'll be fine. So
it's the funny. I remember. So the first year that I had moved to California was the first Christmas that I wasn't home.
Oh wow!
So even when I was in college, whatever, we'd always be home. I'd always be home for Christmas.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to get off. So then I had checked, and I was like, I was able to get off work, but I didn't tell my parents that I was gonna come home for Christmas. So my mom was just like, oh my gosh, this is the first Christmas that you're not here, and we're gonna this. And she was like, oh my goodness. And so I told my good girlfriend at the time that, hey, I want you to pick me up from the airport. So it was funny because I'm like, somebody's gonna see me. So she had picked me up from the airport.
Uh-huh.
We went out to eat. I had bought some Christmas gifts because I was gonna come out because nobody knew I was in town.
Right.
So we hung out because we caught up for a little while. We went out to eat, and then I went to my parents' house. I rang the doorbell, and I was like, had all the gifts or whatever else. So my mom came to the door, and she was like, then she was like, oh no, and I'm like, wait, what? And she was like, we wanted to surprise you. We overnighted all your gifts to your house. You have nothing to open.
Oh,
I was like,
that was a big thing.
You have nothing to open. So I was cracking up, and she was like, oh my goodness. And so she was really surprised. So we were laughing like, yeah. So
that's special.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun as you.
She's the type of my mother always bought extra gifts just in case somebody came.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We had at least 6, 7 extra.
Yeah.
Gifts.
I'll be like,
you need to get something either unisex,
yes,
specifically for girls.
Because
some of your cousins gonna bring some of their friends.
Yes.
Everybody has to open something. I'm like, really? They knew that. We don't know them. At the time, it's just like, it's a bit much, But
yes, she definitely was. She'd be like, oh no, we have to do this. And it was so funny because my dad used to just do stuff like with Christmas. He would just do random stuff all year. Like we would come to like gifts and things like that. But Christmas, he would lose it. Like he was like the National Lampoon's Christmas with the Christmas lights.
Oh God.
We had all the lights all the time.
All over the house.
So he'd be like, come on, look at the lights. So this one year, I don't know, I don't even remember where we drove. He seen this black Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus that could like stand in the yard.
Uh-huh.
And whatever store had it, they didn't have it in stock, but they had it somewhere. So he was like, we're going to get the black Santa Claus. And I'm like, okay. I don't know. We were in a car for a long time, just driving. I was like, oh my God, like where are we going to get this? So we get it, and then he got it, and it couldn't fit in the car because it was too big to get in the trunk. So we had these things across us. I was like, what in the world? We came back. He was like, you got the black Santa Claus. So that was like every year he would add something to it. Yeah, so they were out there after Christmas. He'd be like, okay, that's when the lights and everything go on sale. So he was
my God. Them red lights went out.
Oh God.
So we got to go get some more red lights after Christmas.
Oh absolutely. God. He had so many. And then my mom would decorate the inside of the house. So they had stuff everywhere. So I think maybe when Bryce was like a year or so, she was like, you can take some of this stuff. Because I was like, we need to start getting stuff to decorate outside and blah, blah, blah. She's things. We were out there. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I guess I knew, but I still hadn't lived at home in so long. I was like, all this stuff is Christmas decorations, like all these bins. So we had lights. It was like still brand new in the boxes, lights and ornaments. Days. So that was the fun of it, of decorating. Yeah. And like now I'll still decorate, and it's a delicate balance in my house because I have one birthday that's right around Thanksgiving and the other one is Christmas. So he's get slighted. He's like, we're not doing Christmas stuff until after Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving's a holiday.
It's a holiday too.
So typically the weekend after Thanksgiving
is when you decorate.
Is when I decorate. But some of those times at Thanksgiving, I'm in Michigan. So if that's the case, we'll do it like that Sunday or maybe the second weekend.
And do you do it as a family or is it just you?
It started off as a family,
but now
and then T went from Santa to Scrooge. So now I'll be like, I need the Christmas decorations down because he has them stored in this thing in the garage. And he'll be like, oh my God, here you go with these decorations again. So then he'll begrudgingly bring everything down. And now it's normally Kennedy and I. Although last year, because that's when I had surgery, Kennedy pretty much decorated herself. And then what I used to do is every year we would pick a different color. So everybody would get a different, it would be their year to pick what color the tree was, what the colors of the tree would be. Nice. So they could pick different colors. So I'm like, are y'all over? Then I don't remember which year it was. Maybe 2 years ago, we were going somewhere. 2 or 3 years ago, we were going somewhere. So I'm like, I'm just gonna put up some light decorations and not do the tree. And they were like, so where are the gifts gonna go? I'm like, we just put them on the table. And they're like, huh? So that didn't work out. So I ended up getting a little tree to put up. So yeah.
Well, you know, I keep a tree up all year round.
Yes, she does.
And I decorate for each season. So it is decorated for, I'm going to say fall, not Thanksgiving, because I am going to be putting up my Christmas decorations. This
As you should, because it's so pretty. You should get more time.
Yeah, I need more time with it. So I am going to do that. But I have my tree and then they have their tree. Because
you don't want them touching your tree?
And I love my kids. So if they watching this episode, but I wasn't going to put all of their little first, second little hands and the little frosty, paper frosty. So I created a whole tree for them. And I put all of their stuff from over the years on it. And
so you decorated, but it's
no, Kyle does it now.
Okay.
It's a snowman tree.
Oh, that's
cute. But then their little decorations from when they were in 3rd and 5th grade go on there. Mm-hmm. And then every year I bought Kyle a new snowman.
Oh,
and so it's a total snowman and he has the hat and everything. Mm-hmm. So he does that. So
see, I always am like, shoot, I should have jumped on that. Because some people buy like the Hallmark ornament for every year their child was born. Yeah. So they're like, oh, and by the time they're at 18, evidence, I'll be like, yeah,
no.
Like by the time I thought about it, I'm like, oh, y'all too old now, so never mind.
Yeah. And then the decorations that my mother had, they had their names on it and all that. Yeah, no, that's not on my tree. That's on their tree. I'm like, oh, here go Christopher and Kyle. Oh, that's on your tree. My tree is a little bit more upscale.
So my mom used to, it's funny, so we had, mom used to, she would go in like, so in Michigan, we never had Marshall Fields. We had Hudson's.
Yeah.
So we would go to Hudson's and she would be like, we're getting a Christmas decorations. So she had they were beautiful, like crystal decorations, and it would be angels and crosses. It was just all really pretty. It would be all crystal. And she would add to it each year. So my sister was always into something. So my sister would be like, my mom had a living room. It's one of those old school living rooms. There was a living room, but nobody could go in the living room and touch or sit in anything. Mm-hmm. So the tree was in there, and then it was like facing the driveway. So my sister would scoot in front of the tree to see who, like she'd hear something, she'd go in the window. So she'd be looking, trying to shape gifts and do all this stuff that she wasn't supposed to be doing. So she did this one year, and she did it, and it was my daddy coming, so she tried to hurry up and run, and when she ran back, she knocked the tree over. My mama's, the majority of her ornaments broke. Oh my goodness, I was like, oh my gosh. She was not happy with that at all, because she had, been going.
Spent time in building her collection.
It was a lot of money. I was like, So then she changed it up and started doing kid-friendly stuff. So I laughed when the kids were small because she would be like, oh, no, we're getting shatterproof. I'm like, oh, now you're not. She's like, no, we're not doing this again.
Yeah, so, but it can be fun if you have traditions that.
And creating some new traditions. We started doing the pajamas. So like we would do the pajama days. But it was funny because then once the baby was born, I'm like, okay, now I got to find him something to match our stuff. Yeah. So you have to start early to make sure you get all the sizes because there's so many people. So I'm like, okay. And then, I don't know.
I just started doing that 2 years ago, believe it or not. I've never.
It is crazy because now we have all these pajamas that are Christmas themed. And I'm like,
I'll just do colors. Yeah. Like you can do the black and white checkers for them. And
I started doing that
so they can wear it all year. Right? They don't have Rudolph or nothing on it.
But. No, we got Frosty. And then a couple years we have personalized ones. So it's like Anderson Family Christmas 2020 and whatever. And I'm like, okay. So then, so then it's like, okay, what's the color gonna be this year? What's the thing gonna be this year? Doing all those. So again, planning, giving. So, but that was fun. In the moment, like you said, once I was like, okay, what's the theme? What we're doing? I'm like, okay, yeah, we're doing black and white, red and black.
That's right.
I was like, we're gonna do something, we're gonna coordinate, but it's not getting that special. So I'm like, yeah. So once it started not being as fun, tell them to back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I think it's fun to kind of create the new traditions.
It is.
And incorporate some of them. And it's just fun to see other people do stuff. But the moment it starts getting too much, and it's funny because I find myself saying this, and then also with my clients, and then also in my life, because people are looking this time of year to buy and sell houses.
They are. So
I'm like, hey, it's this new thing. Well, it's not even new, but I'm going to remind you that every year on December 25th, Christmas comes. So there's no need for you on the 23rd to be panic shopping. And now you buying stuff that you really didn't want because that's all that's left is the arm and the leg, whatever. Like you said, create your budget, stick with it, because at the end of the day, Christmas is one day.
One day.
And whatever you overspend or whatever you do, you're going to be paying for that well after that. So plan for it. And if it's not the gifts and stuff like that, you can plan some things around it to make it fun.
We do a white elephant where you just kind of buy a funny gift and no more than $20 to $25. And we put it in the middle of the floor and we grab and steal. And so that's the fun of it. So we're not buying everybody gifts anymore.
Right.
We're doing that. Yep. That's $25 per person. That's it. Because food is, the price of food is ridiculous.
It is.
So that financial commitment again is big. So you can find ways to make it fun. We play games. We make that a big central part of it, because it's just about being together and having fun.
Yep, creating those memories. It's creating the memories, making it fun,
and taking some of the stress out. So Thanksgiving, that's kind of George's holiday, and he's like, that's really just us and a couple of maybe a close family friend or something like that. But there's not more than 10 of us at Thanksgiving. At Christmas, I have over 30 people at the house. So he's like, Thanksgiving has to stay small,
that makes
it's
sense.
A lot, it's overwhelming for him. He's not that, even though he knows all of them, they are family now, but still, it's overwhelming, and it's overwhelming for Christopher to have everybody there. It's a sensory overload for him. So we keep Thanksgiving really, really small, and those are the other things. You have to be sensitive of the other people.
You do,
in your family. Because you want them to enjoy it too.
Right.
It's not just about the traditions you have. So I love the fact that you told your daughter-in-law, look, I know your family does this, and so we can be the flexible ones because I remember we can move.
Yep. Yeah. My mom did that for us with Thanksgiving, because at the time, I don't know, one time when the kids were younger, T would always have to work the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So it didn't make sense for us to go down there.
Right.
On there. So what he would do is maybe either the week before or sometimes early in November, he would take off a Friday and we would go down Thursday. We would spend that long weekend. We would do Thanksgiving that day.
Oh,
so it
wasn't Thanksgiving weekend,
but we do Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so we'd be in town, do the same thing we would do and stay who said you can't do it on a different day? So those types of things to make it sure that we would still be able to connect and be together. So I wanted to extend that same level of grace, because it does. It's no, you have to be here. You have to see all these people. You have to do all this, especially when your kids are small. Kids are I just want to stay home and enjoy my stuff.
Right, and they want to open, the whole Santa Claus thing. They're little. They want to be at their house, Because when we had Christopher, we could spend the night at my mom's and do Christmas Eve and then Christmas. That was okay. But once we had Kyle, and there's too much, packing up 2 kids, and then they're trying to have Christmas. Well, they can have Christmas here. Well, no, they're going to have Christmas at my house. So.
And then the youngsters, they're only 13 months apart.
Right.
So then it's no.
Right.
No, I'm not doing all this.
What so it is good. So we have to remember we need to have flexibility and really understand too that as our children get older and they have spouses or significant others, that things may change a little bit.
Things may change a little bit. And like we're talking about, because Kenny's going to go to school possibly out of state, and with her dancing and things like that, she won't be able to come home for Christmas. So she was like, wait a minute.
I know.
Like, what? I'm
what
like,
are you talking about?
They take into account. She's like, well, y'all all can come here. I'm like, yeah, if it was just me and your dad, but it's me and your dad, your brothers, your sister, your nephew. I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna work. So those things, and thinking about different things and how to make it, still make things as special memories, and just make it work for whatever your circumstances are.
Yeah. And if you don't have the money to buy gifts for everybody, that's not what it's about.
It's not. And sometimes it's like with a fun game night, a trivia.
Yeah.
And that's some of the minute to win it games where it's like very small, like you figure out those are just competitive. It's just fun.
We do Family Feud.
Yeah, there's so many
different things that you can just do and put together, and then they look forward to that. That's what becomes the special part of it, is doing that, and it's not. You take that focus off of the gift giving. Yep.
Because that's not what it's all about. And then even with, like you mentioned, the Thanksgiving and Christmas. With us, we'll do Thanksgiving, but with Christmas, we typically pick a theme. So it might be we're doing seafood, or we're doing, I don't know, Italian, or doing something. We don't typically just do we do Thanksgiving and we do that.
I love it.
So I love that. What we gonna do? And sometimes we've done like brunch or breakfast, or just make it just everybody's in their pajamas, just hanging out and just we still have an abundance of food. I don't know. We don't get away from that, and it's still desserts. They don't get away from bacon. But we change it up a little bit to make it fun, because like we just had all that. We don't want all that again. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't fly.
Yeah,
we have to have the turkey and dressing on Thanksgiving.
You know what? I'm really the only one that eats dressing. So I always want dressing. And I'm like, I can't make this big pan of dressing just because she eats a little bit, but the kids
don't eat it at all. Yeah. Well, Chris doesn't eat it. But yeah, I can see that. Because I just started eating dressing. Really? I mean, in the past 15 years. When I was younger.
That's one of the things I do look forward to, because I don't do it really throughout the year.
Okay.
So I do enjoy having Thanksgiving or having people over so I can make it so people eat it. Otherwise it goes to waste.
No. But we add to it. So we'll have, I call them my nephews. They're actually my cousins. But he'll bring a brisket at Christmas. Yeah. His fiance makes a chicken pasta salad. So we've added to it. So that there's different options, but I still have the turkey and the dressing. Yeah. But expanding it a little bit. And then if we know people are coming over for Thanksgiving, we'll add a ham or prime rib or something.
Yeah.
So that everybody has a little bit of. And then who's going to, after all of that cooking, honey, you better just go in there from Thursday through Sunday. Figure out what you're going to eat. Because I'm not doing anything.
And you have enough food, you can have different combinations. So you shouldn't be eating the same thing every day.
Sometimes take that ham in the morning and eat it with some eggs. I don't know.
But you can make it happen.
You can make it happen.
I'm with you. I'm like, it's too many sides and too many meats you can take. You don't have to eat the same thing. It's the same food, but you don't have to eat the same thing every day.
Right.
And finishing it off.
And you mentioned us being in real estate. We're still working too. I mean, we schedule time with our families, but if we have a client that's got a contract going, we still have to be on top of that. Some clients want to see houses, we still have to be on top of that.
I had somebody that closed, 3 or 4 years ago, I don't know, they closed on December 22nd.
Wow.
So it was supposed to close earlier, something happened, so it got pushed. We closed on December 22nd. I'm like, okay, let's get this going. We cut it close, but it happens. That's the closest one that I've had to the holidays. But yeah, you're right. I've had the showings, I've had listings, which are difficult to maneuver that time because people want to have the holidays.
Retreated a little bit, and
they don't want to be out of the house.
And working, and so they don't want to respond. So it can be difficult. Yeah.
But no, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. So so just creative calendar comes in big for that.
Another
another calendar thing, and just making this stuff your own. I think we put a lot of stress on ourselves, like, oh, this is how it's always been done. But and even there's nothing wrong with traditions at all. But when you really dissect it, like, well, why? Was it because everybody only lived 5 miles apart? You know what I mean?
And there you go.
It wasn't because, you know,
there you go.
What, like, why did we do it this way? And sometimes it's like, oh, well, we can still do something so that we are getting together, but it doesn't have to look the exact same way.
And I even got that comment one time where they're like, well, you're the only one that moved 30 miles away because everybody else lived in probably 8 to 10 mile radius.
But you're the one that's hosting.
But I'm the one hosting. Well, when my mother, I'm saying my mother was hosting, and I had to come in and help her host.
Yeah.
So they really didn't have any empathy for me because it's like, you the one moved away. You know we do this. So
that's true.
It's just you. So you need to come on in and make it happen.
Right.
You know, but I still say you need to have flexibility. And understanding. And now they all come out to my house, and I'm the first. And they don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, because it's not every weekend.
It's not every weekend or anything. So they come on out. And we have a good time. We have a good time. So
I'm sure you do. You're a great hostess.
Yeah. But you only at my house for 3 hours. Girl, look.
It's a time limit.
It's a time limit. Boop, boop, boop. I love you. Now we done all the things, right? We done ate. We done played the games. We did the white elephant.
Like,
smooches.
Like, okay. Coach.
Come on.
Yeah, no, you do. Because then you need time because hosting is a whole thing. It's like the preparation, like not only the food, cleaning, the setup, and then when people leave, getting the house back in order, putting the food away. That's like, oh gosh, it is a whole thing. So,
and you know, they talk about me because I still do everything from scratch. Mm-hmm. You know, my cousin, I love her dearly, but she get the Popeyes turkey. She buy her some sweet potato pies. She get mashed potatoes from somewhere or whatever, and she just basically heat everything up.
That's why everybody at your house.
And I'm like, yeah, that's a magical dinner. I'm picking greens or green beans or.
I saw that at a Jewel.
Yeah,
they're like, for $79.99 you can have a whole dinner
for 4 or 6.
What is this?
What is it? Who wants it? Yes, but they talk about me. They like, you still do all of that work. That's crazy.
It's worth it.
I think it's worth it.
I agree.
I think it's worth it too. But they do stovetop stuffing.
What?
Yeah. Girl, I did stovetop stuffing the other day. I baked me some turkey wings. I know I'm off topic, but I baked me some turkey wings, and I just wanted that taste. And I made stovetop stuff, and I made had the nerve to make homemade gravy and put it over there. Right? I should have just went ahead and made the dressing. So when Kyle came home from work, he was like, "What is this?" I said, "You ain't never had stove?" He's like, "No, I've never had stovetop stuffing. This is nasty." So I'm like, okay.
It's funny that you don't realize
that they never had because we cook.
Yeah,
we cook.
That happened with Kennedy. She was trying to explain to me somebody had macaroni and cheese, but it was the one the box with the crab. She was like, they put some dust on it.
Not dust.
It was some type of orange dust. She was like, and the noodles were all weird. So I was like, it's macaroni. She said, it wasn't macaroni.
That was not macaroni.
She was like, it wasn't macaroni. I'm like, no, it was. It just was made differently. She was like, I don't like it.
I know that's right. I don't blame you.
Oh gosh. So, but yeah, they get accustomed to certain things.
They do.
And a lot of people, I pause to say, should I say can't cook or choose not to cook? I don't know which.
Let's say choose not to. We're not going to talk about people. They choose not to cook.
So that is what, that is. Like, we done ordered up some stuff. So it's dinner.
It's dinner, yeah. Well, I think the purpose of this was to say, create your own tradition. Don't get so stressed out or over it. I know I do a lot, but I start early. I pace myself and I enjoy it. It brings me joy.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the thing.
And if it's not your thing, then don't try to host 10, 15 people.
Don't
do that. I know sometimes people get in relationships with people and trying to impress other people and all of that. But if that's just not your thing, say it up front.
Yeah.
That this
is
start
not what small.
I do. Start small.
I try to pass on traditions. I'm like, not even traditions. I try to start a new tradition. I'm like, maybe we'll just go grab something. They're like, What are you talking about? So we just try something new. Do you feel like no?
Yeah, because we had an agent say for Thanksgiving they're going to go to a restaurant.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, do people do that?
Yeah.
But if that works for your schedule and you're busy and that's what you do and you've budgeted, because honey, eating out probably just as much as we spend doing the whole turkey dressing, everything that we do. Hey, do it. You know, no judgment.
None at all. Judgment. And if you know your lane is desserts, stay on desserts. If you know that you can do this, do what you can do.
Yeah, because the holidays are not the time to start trying new recipes.
No, it is not.
Because I saw something for sweet potato pie. I was like, oh, they add a little sweet condensed milk to it. It was like, no, we're not doing that for the holidays. We're not adding nothing new. We're going to do what we've been doing these years.
I try, not at the holidays, but if I try something new in like the kids or teacup in the kitchen, I have this thing where it's like either a cookbook is popped up or I have my phone and I'll be like, this one. And I hear it and they'll be like, she trying something. She trying something. I'll be like,
at least it's not at the holidays.
Yeah, no, I would never do it at the holidays. Never.
So yeah, don't try anything new. I see these people putting in shrimp and crab meat in their dressing. Yeah, don't try that this Thanksgiving. You may try it before and see how that works.
Right. Do a small sample.
Do a small sample. If it goes over well, then do it. But I don't know about all of that in dressing, but I'm just saying. So
no, I agree.
But you know, the thing is, to recognize that some people are very stressed during the holidays. Some people are very emotional, and some people enjoy it.
And if you can include people. Some people don't have a place to go or things to do or people to celebrate with. So if you can include people, please do so. And then just remember the point of a tradition. These things that started to initially bring joy and get people together.
That's right.
And if what you're doing does not do that, maybe you just need to think of doing something different. Times have changed a little bit. Maybe talk to the family and see what are some of the things that, what would y'all like to do?
Right.
And incorporate some of those things into the day. And don't be afraid to delegate and ask for help.
Exactly.
You don't have to do it all by yourself. And if you do have to do it all by yourself, then you need to reevaluate to tell them, hey, I need some help.
Right. To do something.
Something.
Right. Yeah. Because I have some family members that just bring the paper plate.
That's helpful.
And then they leave.
That's not helpful.
I keep them at the house, so then I just rotate the stuff, But they're contributing. You've given them something.
Yep, somebody can bring some pops.
Yep, some pops. That's right, some water.
Yeah, those things I need.
Hey, I call them, hey, give me some ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Get some ice,
Yep.
So
everybody can do something.
You can delegate something. So I just want to say, enjoy this holiday season and take some time to relax. Schedule you a nap, schedule you a walk, schedule you a massage. Just, take care of yourself during this time too. We tend to give and give and give, and then we're depleted. And so take some time just for you.
Yeah, yep. And we would love to hear some of your traditions.
Yeah.
So if you have some fun things with the family pajamas or games or things that you were like, this would not be a holiday if we didn't do X, whatever that is, please share them with us. Drop them in the comments. If you want to send us some fun pics, we'd love to see that as well.
Yes.
So share some of the things. We'll share some of the things that we do too out there, so you'll see those. But yeah, getting ready for the holiday season. So we hope you all enjoy. Share this episode if you want to drop some hints that you want some new traditions or that you appreciate the ones you have.
Right.
Share this episode with someone. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.
And you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Look at that.
Come on,
got it all. All right there, Monique.
Take care, you all.
All right. Bye-bye.